So, Business Insider dropped this gem on our laps yesterday. The 50 Most Miserable Cities in America, written by James Paisley and Angela Wang. The most miserable city in the U.S. is Gary, Indiana, birthplace of Michael Jackson. Yeah, weird how celebrity really doesn't do a damn thing for any municipality or anything like that. The state with the most miserable cities is California with 10, New Jersey is close behind with 9, and Florida comes in third with 6. And I've literally been inside of all 3 of these states and lived in 2 of them. Like man. Is it me? I guess it might be me. It might be me. I might just be, so I guess joyous that I suck the joy out of everywhere that I go. Maybe, I don't know. These cities have things in common: few opportunities, devastation from natural disasters, high crime, addiction rates, and often many abandoned houses. Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of these communities have homes in them where families should be if they had the opportunities there. But the plan has been since the 70s is to get to make sure to remove opportunities from such places so people cannot afford to live in such houses and homes, and can basically, or the taxes are just ridiculous and through the freaking roof, and it makes absolutely no economic sense to to settle there. That's what it is. That's what it's been. This is what's been going on across the country. No, this is not just exclusive to like any one state. This is how our underclass is done in the United States of America. Welcome to the game. Not the worst, just the most miserable. We've identified the 50 most miserable cities in the U.S. using census data from 1,000 cities across the country, taking into consideration population change, because if people are leaving, it's usually for a good reason. What I just say. The percentage of people working, median household incomes, the percentage of people without health care, median commute times, and the number of people living in poverty. Often, these cities have been devastated by natural disasters. They have had to deal with blight and with high crime rates. Economies have struggled after industry have collapsed. These cities also tend to have high rates of addiction. The state with the most miserable cities is California. Okay, we already know all this, so let's just run down the list until we get to the Jersey one. So you got Lancaster, Cali, St. Louis, Missouri, Pasadena, Texas, Macon-Bibb County, Georgia, Danville, Virginia. Trust me, it doesn't say like which way any of these places vote. It'd be very interesting to see that, huh? Shreveport, Louisiana, Hemet, California, Mansfield, Ohio, San Bernardino, California, Compton, City of Compton. All those programs that, the celebrities from Compton put together. You mean to tell me all those programs didn't help? Oh, wow. Who fucking thunk it? Montebello, California. Harlingen, Texas. Is that like Arlington, Texas? King of the Hill? No, King of the Hill is Arlen, Texas. I'm thinking about Arlington Stadium. Reading, Pennsylvania. Hallandale Beach, Florida. Yeah, that looks like a Palmdale, California. Hallandale seems like one of those towns that thought they was going to be able to cash in on the Havana Nights and stuff like that. Anderson, Indiana. See, those aren't terrible homes. Those are nice homes that families should be inside of. But shoot, the main places, like, let's read this one. Formerly a thriving GM city with 24 factories, things deteriorated when the car maker closed factories and 23,000 people lost their jobs. It's also been a city that has been dealing with blight. In 2015, the city was given $2.8 million to tear down 100 abandoned homes, and there were hundreds more that could have qualified. This Anderson, Indiana. I mean, in Irvington. Trust me, a place is not much different than this. Why? Because they're all redlined and swept up in just it's where the elites, dump their mess. Fort Pierce, Florida. Yikes. North Miami Beach, Florida. Jackson, Mississippi. Saginaw, Michigan. Plainfield, New Jersey. No people out there. West New York, New Jersey. Miami Gardens, Florida. Cleveland, Ohio. Youngstown, Ohio. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, North Miami, Florida. So just Miami. like South Beach, everything outside of South Beach and Miami is pretty terrible. Huntington, West Virginia. Hammond, Indiana. El Monte, California. Linwood, California. Huntsville, Texas. Patterson, New Jersey. Sorry, just Patterson. Albany, Georgia. Trenton, and that's our state capital. I mean, the blight. Trenton has a population of 84,000. Almost 60% of people are working and 27% are living in poverty. It used to be an industrial city with a catchphrase, Trenton makes the world takes, but has since fallen on harder times. Violent crime isn't increasing, but neighborhood gangs have been known to fight each other and gun violence is a problem. Cicero, Illinois. Union City, New Jersey. Union City has 68,500 residents. Almost 70% are working, while 23% live in poverty. The average commute time is 33 minutes long. The city is known by some as Havana on the Hudson, due to 80% of its residents identifying as Hispanic, many of whom fled from Cuba. It's only 1.28 square miles. It's making one of the most densely populated area in the U.S., making it one of the... this is I can guarantee you there's plenty of sanctuary taking place there, right? Bell Gardens, California. Hialeah, Florida. I'm pretty sure I got that one right. Brownsville, Texas. New Brunswick, New Jersey. New Brunswick has 56,000 residents. 54% of people are working and 35% are living in poverty. It has had problems with crime. In 2017, the city's assault with guns rose 64%. Ugh, man. Huntington Park, California. Warren, Ohio. Camden, New Jersey. Oh, hey Camden. They're in the center of a whole lot of fun talking about. Yeah, Camden's so much better. Because of the Norcross and the some of the subsidies that was given to companies. Camden has 74,000 residents, and its population fell by 4% between 2010 and 2018. Nearly 57% of people are in the workforce, and 37% live in poverty. The average household income is $26,105, the lowest on this list. Damn, even Irvington's is $36,000. Good night. How much is their mayor making? How much is their city council making? I can guarantee you they're making like quadruple this. Why? How? In what world? It used to be a manufacturing city, but that fell to pieces between the 1950s and 1970s. What I say? It's had a high crime rate and been known as one of the most dangerous cities in the country, but it is improving. In 2017, there were 22 murders, which was the lowest number since 1987, thanks in part to new police procedures. Flint, Michigan. Yeah, we all know about Flint. What's the name take place in Flint? The movie Semi-Pro? Wasn't it this town that they were in? It was supposed to be Flint, Michigan? I'm pretty sure it was. Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Newark, New Jersey. Newark has 282,000 residents. 62% are working, and 28% are living in poverty. The median commute time is over 35 minutes long. Yes, just because you live in Newark don't mean you work in Newark. Like Flint, it had problems with lead poisoning its water supply. The city has also struggled with race relations, which bubbled up in violent riots in 1967 and has its fair share of violent crimes, particularly in 2013. Passaic. Oh, wow. Right. Then there's Passaic. Passaic has 70,000 residents. 58% of people working. A third are living in poverty. Its youth council says the city has problems with drugs, violence, and poor sex education. That's your parents' job. I mean, it's such a weird thing because they keep going to these programs when honestly, what we should have been doing this entire time. Let's finish. You know what? Finish the list. Detroit. Port Arthur, Texas, and then Gary, Indiana, as they said in the beginning of the list. Here's the deal. These places have purposely been, maneuvered into poverty and destitution because there is a ton of money to be made in poverty. The charities, the programs. Oh, it looks like we're doing something. We can trot out 2 or 3 people, and oh my goodness, well, thank you so much, Mayor. Thank you so much, Governor. Thank you so much, whoever the hell you need me to thank, because it is what it is. The check cashed. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like, they do this nonsense all the time, and this is a nationwide situation here, where we have, millions of Americans who are basically living in prison farms, places that are designed to get them wrapped up in the system and chew them up and spit them out. And it's freaking sad to be, if we're going to be honest. It's so much wasted potential. We have sat here and thrown generations of our fellow Americans down the drain, down the toilet. For what? I'm just saying. It's one thing, right? If everybody had the same opportunity to, really be able to capitalize on their skills and their gifts. But unfortunately, we all have our own lives to live. And secondly, the circumstances in which anyone comes up in is not of their own making. We all just do the best that we can, right? But I feel like we should be doing better by each other as well. And if anybody is supposed to be doing that, it's supposed to be our elected officials. 900% increase in elected officials of color since the 60s and 70s. And where are we? So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like, dislike, yeah, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and the like, they don't like me like that. But it's okay. It's okay. I ain't worried about them. I'll win them over too. Same way I won you over. Ha! And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? It all starts at home. I genuinely believe that. And when the child doesn't have a good start, then in the community they're in that they were born into is so poisoned with, cultural and prison farm legal systems and child support and all these other mechanisms to just trap them, lock them in, and milk them until they die. Instead of, nourishing and pushing forward better families. Legitimately, aiming from our family courts and to our tax system. It should be all geared towards the nuclear family and making sure that, hey, these kids have 2 parents that love them and take care of them, and making sure that the females, you're in power, go ahead, bang whoever you want, but ultimately pushing them in a better direction to choose, better, as opposed to, oh no, don't worry, the government's gonna be here to be your sugar daddy. I don't know if we can fix it. I don't know if there is anything that can be done. But if you have any suggestions, I would love to hear them. And until the next one.